We all know how food gets to our plates. We grow it on farms, right? We water the plants, feed the animals, and that's it. But what if I told you that science is changing that story? And we're not just growing food anymore. Now we are able to build it. Thanks to technology, we can now design foods with entirely new traits, like drought resistance, better nutrition, or even vaccines. Let's dive into the world of GMOs and see how science is reshaping what ends up on our plates. You are watching ThatEasyFood. GMOs stand for genetically modified organisms. That means the DNA of a plant or animal has been changed in a lab, usually to give it new traits. Think of it like editing the recipe of a tomato to make it juicier, or maybe changing the code in corn to help it survive pests. This isn't science fiction. It's already part of our food system. In fact, many crops like soybeans, corn, and papayas are already genetically modified. But why did we start doing this at all? It really began with agriculture. Making crops stronger, easier to grow, and more resilient to pests or weather was a real need. Farmers simply needed better results. Take BT corn, for example. It's engineered to produce a natural insecticide, so farmers can spray less, cutting chemicals, costs, and risks. Other GMO crops are designed to survive drought, resist disease, or even grow faster in tough conditions. And then there are the ones made more nutritious, like golden rice, which contains vitamin A to help fight blindness in children. All of this is incredibly useful. And one of the most futuristic ideas? What about growing vaccines inside food? Imagine eating a banana and getting vaccinated at the same time. Now you might wonder, is this safe? Well, the quick answer is, yes, it is. In most countries, GMOs go through years of strict testing before they're approved. Scientists look at how they affect your body, the environment, and even future generations. So far, major health organizations, including the World Health Organization and national food agencies around the world, agree that approved GMOs are just as safe as regular food. But as with any powerful tool, it all depends on how we choose to use it. As you can imagine, a major innovation like this brings up plenty of concerns. Some people worry about long-term effects, especially when it comes to biodiversity, corporate control, or how GMOs might affect more sensitive groups like children or older adults. Another clear example of these concerns? If, for example, a few companies own the patents to GMO seeds, they could end up controlling large parts of the food chain. Others worry about cross-contamination. GMO crops mixing with wild plants or neighboring non-GMO fields. That could bring new, unpredictable problems. And then there's the ethical side of things. We're modifying life forms. Just because we can change something, should we do it? That's a question worth asking. Whether you're for or against GMOs, one thing is clear. We all deserve to know what we're eating. That's why food labels matter. In some countries, GM foods must be labeled. You might see things like contains GMOs, produced using genetic engineering, or even non-GMO certified. But here's the thing, labeling rules vary a lot from country to country. And not all labels tell you what was modified or why. That's why it helps to learn how to read beyond the packaging. Ingredients lists, certifications, and QR codes can all offer clues, if you know where to look. The more you understand your food, the more confidently you can choose what is right for you. What seems clear is that GMOs are a tool, not a villain. They've helped solve big farming challenges and might even help feed a growing planet. But they also raise tough questions about who controls our food and how we share its benefits. So, what do you think? Should we embrace genetically modified food? Would you eat a banana with a flu vaccine in it? Or a juicier, more flavorful tomato? What about a pest-resistant corn? If you like this video, let us know in the comments and tell us what other food stories you'd love to explore next. Subscribe for more delicious stories right here on That Easy Food. And remember, tomorrow's food is being made today.